Hi all, welcome to my channel. Look, it's a big box today, isn't it? Welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today, we're going to be doing box 2 of the Agora Models release, a build the LaFerrari. Now, normally, I'd show you what we did in pack 1, just to, refresh your memory. But pretty much most of the parts that we did in pack 1, we're actually going to be using today, so you are going to get a chance to see them. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link down here to the Agora Models website. You can get this all the way from pack 1. By the look of it, the first 3 stages of this are really fiddly. I have got my magnifying glasses on cue, ready to actually wear, because my eyesight's absolutely terrible. I'm definitely going to need them today. So, without further ado, let's get cracking. So this is all going to start in pack 9 here. Now this is pretty much a repeat of what we did in pack 1, where we created the top of the cylinder head here. But we are going to be adding lots of nuts, and they're all different sizes to it. So this is what I mean about things being really, really fiddly. So we've got these little things here, which are labelled from A1 to A24. We've got these here, which are labelled A30 to A29. God, there's loads of those. They're all the same, just so you know. One of these has already fallen off, but these are now labelled B1 to 5. We've got E1 and 2, D1 to 3, and finally C1 to 5. So, first thing I'm going to do, take the cylinder head top here, and once again I've got this little gasket to go on, which is made of like a very thin foam. Just like that. And then once again, I'm going to be putting the plugs in here, which I need to take off for this sprue. Now, all of this stuff did come in pack 1. I'm only taking off 4 of these. And I'm going to want to put them in the first 4 holes here. We don't put anything in this last hole yet. So let's get these in. They have got a little thread, which is going to dictate which way round they go. So you will find 3 are going one direction, 1 is offset, and there's nothing in these 2 end holes here. Now, the first thing I want is one of these D screws. They're going to be going just into the end of this section here. So I'm just going to see if I'm going to need glue. I am going to need glue for this. And I'm going to use my tweezers to help me get these in. So just top it in the glue. And then place that on the part. There we go, that's the first one in. Then I need the C screws here. I need 2 of these. We've got 1 going in here. We skip a hole and then we do the next one down. Then I need 2 of these B plugs here. They're going in the 3rd hole along on this side. And the one next to it. So now that should be looking like that. And then finally, I just need 1 of these E screws. I keep calling them screws. They're not actually screws. On the car they probably are bolts, but on the car they're just pushing. And there we go. That's all of those plugs in place. Now every other hole on here is going to have one of these, which we've got, how many? Let's have a look. We've got 33 of them. So I'm going to get all of these into every other hole, and I'll show you what that looks like. Oh, that took a while to do, but there you go, all in place like that. Now I've done 1, so what I've got to do is mirror the same on the other one over here. And there you go, that's the second one completed there. You don't need me to tell you how long that took and how fiddly that was. You need a good set of tweezers. And definitely these. I definitely suggest gluing them in as well. But with those 2 done, that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 10, we're going to be doing the front air intakes here. Now we're going to be using some of the parts that we had in the previous pack again. get all these out. So I'm going to be bringing over what we had in pack 1. And as you can see, we created this lovely front here. I'm going to hold this in my hand rather than put the mat down, so it gives me a bit better control on this, because we've got a grill to put in, and this is what the grill looks like here. Now you want to put it in so that these sections here fit between these 2 points here and here, so it kind of fits flush in there like that. We're going to hold that in by putting this back section over the top of it, and then that is held in with A screws. But what we're going to be doing is we're only putting one A screw in. This is a metal screw, so I'm putting in some oil. I'm going to put the screw just on the top here. Get that all the way in. That's going to hold that in. The reason I'm not putting A screws at the side here and here is because I've got another part to put on. And that's basically these air intakes. So what will happen is, if I just grab one here, again the grill is going to go over the top of this, kind of like that. And then that will go onto this section here. Just get the grill in first, actually. It's probably best to put the grill in first, then put this part over the top. Don't want to make things more difficult than they need to be. And then we can hold these down with some screws, but they are different screws. So we've got an A screw once again. It's going to go into this top hole here. Let's get that all the way in. I'm going to use my heavy duty screwdriver for this, even though I've got oil on it. That will ensure that goes all the way down. Perfect. But on the screw hole here that's going to connect it to this middle brace, we're going to be using a type E screw. Got that here, and screw that in nice and tight. So at the moment, as you can see, that looks pretty impressive, huh? Okay, going to do the same on the other side here. So once again, just take the plate here and drop that in. Or the grill, should I say. And then once again, we can put this cover over the top. Just like that. And then an A screw and an E screw. And when they're both in, that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 11, as you can see, we've got the rim in here, but we're actually going to be working on the bonnet's hydraulic strut. So I probably am going to need my part work upgrades mat now. I'm just going to leave the bonnet and the hub there just to one side. It's these that I'm interested in. Bring up my mat. I've got these parts here. And basically the piston is going to go into the cylinder like that. Bring over the bonnet, which looks like this here. And that's going to be attaching to the inside hole of the bracket on this side. So it's going to go in this side like that there. It's going to be held in from the other side here with a type D screw. Just like this. And there we go. That's that cylinder in place there. It's going to make that a little bit tighter. Now, this section here will be going over the top, but as you see, there's nothing holding it in at the moment. Now, I don't want to lose that piece, so I have got a little bit of tape here just to keep that into place, so I'm not going to lose it. Just like that. But that's all there is to do in that stage. Now remember, we've already made one tyre in pack 1, and as you can see in stage 12, we're going to be doing the second one. So this is the tyre here. Obviously I had the rim from the last pack. If I remember rightly, I didn't actually use any hot water, although they are recommending it. I'm going to check if I can get this on without putting this into hot water. I think I can, but I need to make sure that I've got the tyre around the right way. So this thinner ring here is what's going to be going closest to the actual front of the rim. So this is going to be going in this way here. I reckon I can probably get this in. So as you can see, it is a little bit more fiddly without hot water, but it can be done. So let's get all of this in. That's good on that side. Let's check the other side. Wow, have I done that first time? Needs a little bit more coaxing on just this edge here. And I have, look, perfect. That's excellent. Now we do have the hub for this, so I want to keep these two bits together as well. I don't want to lose them, but that's all there is to do in that stage. Big one, stage 13. Once again, we have already created a seat in pack 1. We're about to do the passenger seat now. So grab the seat, as I said, this is quite a rubbery, flexible material. And then I've got the base for the seat here. These are just going to go together like this. And they're held in with 2 Type B screws just under here. So get these all the way in. I've got now the seat to put on. Now this goes over the back here. And it just clips in. But to keep it in place, I am just going to put a little bit of glue just around this section here. Not a lot. Just to keep that into place. This glue, by the way, is a very thin CA glue. I'm out of stock of my usual stuff at the moment. But push that in. That's going nowhere. Excellent. And then the last thing to do again. Is just to put the headrest on. Just going to put some glue just into these blades on each side here. Because that's just going to push into these slots just here. Perfect. And that's all there is to do in that stage. We got a big old pack here. Look, check this one out. This is stage 14. This is the dashboard. So this is the big floor pan. We're not actually going to need this to start off with. So I'm just going to put that down on the floor. What I am going to need are these 2 dashboard panels. Now these are flocked. Like a bit of flocking I do. So we've got one like this. And we've got one just like this here. This top one is going to go over this section here. So it looks just like that. It's going to be held in with 2 B screws just here. That's one. And that one's 2. I just love that. I love the feel of that. A couple more details to put in now. Look, the dials and stuff have already been done for us. Check that out. That's excellent. Now this is going to be going onto this. And again, look, all the details are already in there. I love that. So quite simply, to put these together, I'm just going to take these 2 pieces like this. And this is going to fit inside this piece like that. As you can see. Excellent. We are holding this into place once again with 2 B screws just at either end. One there. And just one at the other side. Perfect. That's now one complete unit. I've then got the back section to put on, or the underside should I say, is just going to go into these 3 holes just there. Once again, 3 B screws this time. Get that centre one in first, I think. And when it's in, you want to make sure that that seam is clear all the way around. There is 2 little lugs in here that you need to make sure are in each side as well. But with this completed, and this lovely flock section, that's all there is to do in that stage. Now stage 15 is the sports controls. This is going to include the steering wheel in here. And this is the first time we've got some electrics. Now the electrics are already put into place for us here, which is brilliant. Never seen that before. Normally we have to do that ourselves. Now I think what I need to do, they don't actually tell you this in the instructions, is just loosen this top panel here. Which I'm just going to do, because I need to be able to get... Let's take this off actually, it's probably the best way. Now with that taken off, these 2 are just going to go in here, and they're held in with B screws. Picture definitely wasn't very clear in this one. So I hope I'm doing this right, but it's definitely how it goes on. So I've got no problems there. So as you can see, that now looks like that. I'm just going to put the top back on now. But what I want to make sure of is this, that the plug here of the wire is going through this hole just here. So I'll get that through like this. So it comes out the other side here. And then that will enable me to put this back into position. So it's one complete piece. Just put these screws back in. And there we go. That's nice and flush and looking just like that with this lead coming out there. We're then going to mount what we've just created onto the dashboard here. So having it this way round, this is just going to go over the points here, here and here. And again, B screws to hold that together. This time, 3 B screws. Check that out. That looks good. Okay, we're going to be taking the steering column now. And that's going to go into the point just here. like this. It's going to fit into all the holes. Now we have got pins to push in, which I'm just lining up. And they just want it pushed in for now. We're not actually going to be attaching that into place. We've got the paddle controls, which again have got pins on. Going around this way, and it's just going to be a push in, like that. And then the steering wheel will be going on the end here, making sure it's the right way round. Wayne, get it the right way round. There you go. And that's going to fit on just like that. But this isn't attached at the moment. They don't want us to attach it at the moment. Now again, I'd ignore the pictures in the instructions because we do only have one wire coming out of this. On the pictures it shows two. I haven't got two wires, just one at the moment. But that's all there is to do in that stage. And in the last stage of this pack, we've got the internal structures here. So I'm going to get all of this out. And I do like how these parts here look pre-flocked, pre-detailed. I think that's excellent. We're going to take this central bridge and we're going to be putting it on the frame here. So this is just going to follow the actual shape of the frame. It's going to go in just like this. Just getting the lugs in at the bottom there and just push that in like that. It's going to be held in with type B screws just from the underside here. We need two of these. So one just in here. And one just in this hole here. And get that nice and tight. We've got the push button panel here now, which is just going into this section here. We have got locating lugs again. It's going in that way. Once again from the underside, I'm going to screw that in with a B screw. That will enable me to bring up the floor pan here. And this is just going to be going into the position just there. Look how nicely that fits in there. Love it. Excellent. Once again, B screws are going to fix that to the floor. So turn it over. As you can see, I've got two holes, 1, 2, to get this secured in. Now once that's in, I've got the front bulkhead to put in. That's going to go in this way. And it's going to fit over these two lugs here. So I'm just going to get that lined up. 1 and 2, like that. Once again, secured in for the other side with B screws. Looking good. There you go. And what a pain, because we have these mats here. Two mats. I've got this little detail here, which we haven't had to put in yet. And I've got two pedals, which we haven't had to do anything with as well. But that's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So what we've done is the dashboard and steering wheel. The floor pan with those extra pieces. The longest part, we are putting all the nuts and stuff into these cylinder head covers. And we created another wheel. And there you go. I told you it started off fiddly, but I love how the detail's already been put on for this. Look at that. So impactful. If you want to get this for yourself, once again, I have put a link in the video description. You can get this all the way from pack 1. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.